Hi, this is Mrs. Miller, the librarian at NHS, and welcome back to school. I want to show you how you can still check out library books even if you are studying at home, studying virtually. And actually, even if you're here in the building, this is going to be the new procedure for checking out library books. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is go to our Destiny website. So there are a couple of different ways that you can do that. You can type in the website address, destiny.portageps.org, and then you'll have a list of all the schools in Portage. Click on Northern, and then you can see the books that are in our library. Or you can go to the Northern High School Library website, and there's a link for Destiny there as well. So I have both of those website addresses up there on the screen for you. And just so you know, too, if you can't remember those website addresses, if you get to Northern High School's main webpage, there's a link for Media Center right on that main site. And you can also get to my library site and Destiny that way as well. So once you get into Destiny, your screen is going to look like this, and hopefully this looks familiar because hopefully you've searched for library books before. What you're going to do to request a book is to put a book on hold. So the first thing that you need to know is that you have to be logged in. So you're going to come up here to the upper right-hand corner, and if you see your personal picture that you have set up for your Google account, then you know that you're logged in. If it says log in, make sure that you click that and log in with Google. And now you'll be able to put a book on hold. So on this screen, up at the top, you could click in the search box and you could search for a title or an author or a subject that you're looking for. You can also see the newest books that we've added into the library. You can see the popular books that are getting checked out often. And then you also have these topics that you can explore. So if you're not sure what you want to read, but you're interested in science fiction or mystery or adventure, you can click on one of those topics. And then finally at the bottom, we have some collections. So we are building these as we get requests or as we feel that these are topics that students and teachers would want to read about. So there is a collection here of anti-racism and Black Lives Matter books. And we have some books that are in other languages. So French language, Spanish language, and Latin, if that might be something that interests you. I'm just going to click on one of these topics, click on mystery, just so you can see what it looks like when I search for books. So these are the books that come up in my search, and right from this screen, underneath the information about the book, you'll see this button here that says hold. If you do not see that hold button, that means you're not signed in. So you're going to have to come up here to the upper right-hand corner and go ahead and log in, and then you'll see that hold button. If you click on the title of a book to read a little bit more about it, you also have the hold button on this screen. So if this is a book that you wanted to check out from the library, you're going to click that hold button. And now it might not look like anything happened, but I'm going to click out of this window. And back on this main page up here in the upper left corner, now you'll notice that there's a circle, a red circle with a 1 in it. And if I click those 3 lines, that's alerting me that I have something on hold. And I can click holds. And there it is. And I can see that this book was successfully put on hold. Now, even though it says the hold is ready, that doesn't mean that it's ready for you to pick up. That means that it's here in the library, and that's telling me, the librarian, that it's ready for me to go get and check out to you. Now, if you change your mind and you do not want this book on hold, you can simply click that book title again. And now this screen, that little button says unhold. So click it. And again, it might not look like anything happened, but if I click out of that, if I get back into my holds window, now you can see that you do not have any other books on hold. So you may put 2 books on hold. If you need more than 2 books, please email me and we will certainly work something out because we definitely want you to have reading material for the year. If you click those 3 lines again, I want to show you too that you can actually check your checkouts. So if you were to click on that, then you would see any books that you currently have checked out. And you can see that I have one checked out here. It was overdue just a couple of days ago, so it was alerting me that this is an overdue book and I need to get it turned in. You can renew a book. I believe you can do that once on your own. And then if you need to renew it more after that, please email us here in the library and we will make sure that book gets renewed to you. So that is how you put books on hold. So if you want to pick up a book, those will be available in the main office vestibule Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 to 3. So we are not doing library book pickup on Monday or Tuesday. The vestibule is still open and the office is still open, and I'm sure there will be other things for students there, but for library books, it's Wednesday through Friday. If you put a book on hold by noon, it will be ready the next day for you to pick up. But if you don't get that book put on hold until afternoon, then you're going to have to wait a whole nother day before you can pick that book up. And just a reminder, no Monday and Tuesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You just wanted to hear those bells, didn't you? So please make sure that you return your library books on time. I think some of you might still have some materials out from last year. And just so you know, we are not charging overdue fees, but if a material is lost, so if it doesn't get returned, you will be charged for that. So in a few weeks, we're going to be starting to mark those overdue materials as lost. So if you know that you have something checked out, please make sure that you get that returned. And just to let you know too, when books are returned, they are being quarantined. So we are not even checking those back in and putting them on the shelf for 4 to 5 days. So books might take a little while to get to you just because they do have to go through that quarantine phase. But you know that the materials are safe for you to borrow because they have gone through that quarantine. Now, the last thing I want to remind you of is starting this year, your Portage school number, your student number, will also serve as a Portage District library number. So many of you might have a Portage District library card already, but those of you who do not, you may use your student number. You can borrow physical books from the library, or you can borrow any of their ebooks or their digital resources. Now, it might not work this very first week of school because we're still trying to get all of those systems to work together, but it should be working very soon. And you're more than welcome to email me if you're trying to get that to work and you're having some issues with it. So I'm not going to demonstrate in too much detail how to do that, but I do just want to show you that if you go to the Portage District Library website, up at the top, if you were to click Digital Library, this is probably the page that you're going to want to use your card on the most. You can access ebooks, audiobooks. That's going to be super useful if you are at home and maybe you can't physically make it into our library to pick up books. And then you also have access to their e-references. So those would be like research databases. So hopefully you take advantage of this great opportunity to get some ebooks and some audiobooks. And lastly, I would like to hear from you. I'd like to know, how do you plan to get your library book, or how do you plan to get your books this year that you want to read? So if you would type in that survey address, it's tinyurl.com/read2021. It's a one question survey. How do you plan to get your books this year?